Here we have him in the upper right, the former Crown Prince of Europe, making us proud so many times over in Shanghai at WGL. For Sparks Esports, it's Foggy. And his opponent, does he even need an introduction in this tournament? I don't think so. For the Soviet War Elites, Team Sweden, it's ThorZaIN.
And Foggy, easily one of the best non-Asian player of all time on Warcraft 3. I think the same could be said about ThorZaIN, but on StarCraft 2, not on Warcraft 3. Like on Warcraft 3, of course, he's a very strong competitor as well. And we saw previously when ThorZaIN played against Sonic, he's very good at adapting and he knew how to counter the mass tier 1 very well. Foggy plays totally different to what we saw from Sonic, so we can expect pretty much none of that, I believe. And it's going to be a Warden here in game number 1. When I saw Echo Isle pick, and I feel like because Tirana Stand wasn't vetoed, I already pictured that on those two maps, we're very likely in the first two maps to see a Warden on both of them. If there were to be a decider game on Conceal Hill, probably not a Warden. But yeah, Foggy, he probably knew how the vetoes were going to go, game plans specifically for this. And we've seen how good ThorZaIN can be against the Warden at DreamHack against Moon, when he was going for Alchemist second and Blood Mage third, if it comes to that.
Yeah, that triple hero opening, man, it's really crazy. I hope we're gonna see it. And you touched on it, Foggy and the Warden. It's a big love relationship, I can tell you that. We always talk about Lawlight and the Warden, but I feel Foggy is the second best Warden player in the world. Even over Moon, over Colorful. I respect his Warden so much, and that is the case for years. It's probably the one matchup where he's not that inspired by Moon, but finds his own way of playing it. Sometimes he has a couple of creep denies here and there, but that's not the case right there. Ring of Protection for him, Shadow Priest, and a little bit more creeping, while ThorZaIN goes for an instant expansion.
Yeah, ThorZaIN took a lot of damage on his Peasants because his Water Elemental got ensnared, so that's very unfortunate. Like, you can expect the Night Elf to eventually show up at an expansion and start using Fan of Knives on those human units. So ThorZaIN is going to have to be careful, get an Arcane Tower pretty quickly in there. And now Foggy, where does he creep next? It looks like he's moved his Ancient of War closer to this Murloc camp. And he might do that with just units while harassing with the Warden.
And then
I don't know if he sells the ring.
On the back of this, probably expanding. He's trying to go to the shop. Is it time already for boots and staff? Almost. ThorZaIN is scouting with the Archmage, so he made it all the way to the bottom left and now has to move all the way back. Foggy is waiting for the 7 o'clock, and he doesn't only go for the boots or the staff, he goes for both. That is, of course, pretty expensive early on, but he doesn't need too many units, I guess, as he has the Engine of War, gets some mercs, and now the harass begins, but that goes for ThorZaIN as well.
Yeah, and the Arcane Tower is only halfway through done, so Fan of Knives is going to hurt quite a bit here. And there was a big pickup on the Staff of Taylor here by Foggy. He's going to be able to staff out of there very easily in the moment. He's still getting experience from killing those Peasants. He's going to get more experience from killing some of these Murlocs on the other side of the map. So, feels like ThorZaIN maybe underestimated his timing a little bit. Here, Foggy hasn't skilled the second spell yet. I think he's waiting to see if maybe he goes for Blink. He's going to staff out of there, but not before losing a little bit of mana from the Arcane Tower, which now finished.
Yes, he is quite hurt, and he knows that ThorZaIN has a claw, so he's definitely respecting that. Moving back, healing up, get some mana. He is fast, so he can definitely catch up on this Archmage. ThorZaIN didn't go for that, but Foggy playing a patient opening, focusing on the level 3, and I think that's the right call.
Yeah. I think ThorZaIN needs to make sure he gets boots as well. Grabbing Dust is probably pretty smart too. And I mean, stuff is obviously not going to be available for a long time. That's why it would have been nice for him to steal that away from Foggy. But with Warden level 3, oh, he didn't buy Dust. ThorZaIN didn't buy Dust. So even if like the Warden's going to go to the Expo, and that should be an easy double Fan of Knives on those Peasants. He can just Fan of Knives, Shadow Mail, Shadow of Knives, Fan of Knives again.
I think it's only level 1 for now. Foggy should definitely skill. Gets burned a little bit. Maybe he's going... What's he doing? Checking the mercenary camp if there's a creep going on, but ThorZaIN moves to the north. And in the meantime, Engine of War is getting ready for the natural expansion. And I can only imagine a Wisp will put a Tree of Life down soon.
I think maybe if he had found the Archmage at the Mercenary camp now and with no full hit points, he might have gone for Shadow Strike level 2. And then forced the Archmage to Town Portal and just put him in a bit of trouble. But I'm surprised he's not going for Peasants at all right now.
He still didn't skill. It's only level 1 Fan of Knives at the moment. That's it. He's still a little indecisive of what to go for. Or saves it for the right moment, I guess. Level 2 Shadow Strike would be great to pick up last hits here, but Fan of Knives level 2 would be great to pick up the Footman. But there is the Shadow Strike, and it is level 2.
No, it's level 1.
Oh, it is?
I don't know why.
It's level 2 now.
Really? Oh yeah, the second one. What the? He messed up, I think.
Little mistake. Too early fan, though! Oh no! ThorZaIN, the damage of the Shadow Strike is ticking down! There was no shot. Okay, there was a shot, but he couldn't go. There was no priest to heal him. And Foggy, that is a wonderful mid-game. Look at the peasants. Look at the level 4. This is a dreamland for the Warden.
Yeah. ThorZaIN denied the item. I think he was probably thinking about instant reviving, but the Warden is like... He's waiting right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you another Shadow Strike, my friend.
We buy it, I dare you.
Oh, wow. ThorZaIN is losing everything.
Yeah. He's having a rough game so far. Warden powering this quick towards level 5 is always bad news.
Yeah.
Especially because Foggy very comfortably expanded in the meantime. And look at this, he's rushing tier 3. He already has double lore on the way. And in particular, the rushing of tier 3 this quick means that he's going to have access to anti-magic potions very fast, which is going to line up well when he's level 5. So then the peasant bloodbath begins, and it puts tremendous amounts of pressure on the human to try and do a push himself, which then you just have to defend any one.
Foggy once again at the shop, spending his golden items, gets the scroll, gets the expansion as we said before. Alchemist's second pick for ThorZaIN. It's gonna be the heal spray against the Fan of Knives.
And ThorZaIN is missing some peasants on wood. I think he has like 10 total with the ones that are building the Sanctum. Usually you want to have 12 or 13 at least. So his wood economy is not going to be great this game, and that's a big problem because I'm pretty sure that ideally like you want to go for castle play. Yeah. Because otherwise you get hard countered by giants. And just castle in general, when you expand this quick, is almost always going to be better. Like, of course, there's a few pushes you can do without that. Foggy actually has full inventory here, and he's still creeping a big camp. So, first world problems. I guess he's going to drop the Glove of Haste, maybe? Leaves the Crystal Ball. He anticipated it was going to be a bad item. What a genius.
For sure. That's exactly what's happening here. Dryad goes down. Warden is stepping over. Doesn't want this Alchemist to be high level and continues to punish units with that Shadow Strike. I've rarely seen a Shadow Strike that effective. There is a potion, though. Uses it now. So he can save... Wait, there was an Invo potion, right? Oh, no, there wasn't. I thought he saved the Invo potion, but no.
Now, he had a health potion that he used on the Alchemist. It's kind of unusual, actually, to go for Acid Bomb first.
Maybe
a lot of the time here...
Maybe he thinks he has to speed up creeping.
Yeah. I think he... Just because the Warden had killed his Archmage and then was retreating with no mana, he thought he had a lot of time. But that almost cost him his Alchemist just now. Thankfully, he had the potion on the Archmage. I think without that, he would have died.
Yeah.
And now that the Warden is already level 5, the question is, do we maybe see a Tinker second and a bit of creeping? There's not many camps left. Warden obviously will get Orb. I think he should get Anti-Magic Potion as well. Yeah, there it is. And probably Retrain, I guess. You don't need Shadow Strike anymore at this stage.
Yeah, Blink should be way better. But Tom of Retraining also pretty expensive. Crystal Ball on ThorZaIN's side as well. Tom of Retraining pretty expensive. Can he afford it already? He's pretty broke. Because of, I don't know, he's going bears, he rushed tier 3, had to go for double lores, lots of items in general. The two heroes meet again, it's a 2-level advantage for Foggy, and the Shadow Strike continues. Oh, wait a minute.
You know what? ThorZaIN's got Alchemist level 3 here.
That's pretty sick.
His push is going to be insane. He stayed tier 2, he figured out... Well, I don't really have the wood to go castle very fast, so I might just do a tier 2 push here. And with getting that one healing scroll, that's massive value. How is Foggy supposed to hold that push? It's 64 supply against 40. I mean, I know Fan of Knives is good, but there are limits.
Foggy has
and he sold his stuff of teleportation.
Yeah, exactly. I think, like, what? I thought I'm not seeing right. How is he supposed to get back? He has to TP, I think. He's marching across the map, sees the militia... This is so weird. It's distraction, so it delays the push, I guess. Feels like ThorZaIN is a little confused as well. Like, what are you doing?
No, he's going for it. He even brought the Popo. He's got the police ready to make some towers out at Expo. And this push is looking so scary. Like, Foggy he's got 2 Druid of the Claw outs, a 3rd one queued. Like, he has basically no army, it feels like. He might just run base trade, but then...
With what?
I think ThorZaIN can just kill the Expo and TP to his main and defend. Foggy's TPing. He's gonna fight.
He wants to fight 20 supply.
Oh my god, the Alchemist is on the other side of the map. It's
Needs
not
some
there to
healing.
heal.
There was the heal scroll immediately against the first fan, but also the bear. Very, very low. The piercing damage is, of course, amazing against the towers. Warden down to 50%, has a heal scroll, has an invo potion. Now the Alchemist is here. And yeah, the Doctor brings the healing.
Yeah, Foggy needs to get full mana back from those Moonwells. He needs to buy... Oh, he has only 2 Moonwells with juice. Just give up the Expo, maybe. I mean, I really don't think he can defend. One bear is trying to escape here, got caught a little bit. Foggy looking to try and getting out of there. Okay, he gets a bunch of mana back, buys 2 mana potions. Oh my god, he didn't use the Moonwells.
Feels like both players are making a couple of mistakes here, and you can also feel that Foggy never expected this push. Usually he always has Moonwells ready at his expansion, also oftentimes a shop. Next
His avatar really bad.
Yeah, but he's like half a level away. How to get some kills? I mean, the supply is getting better and better. He's at 55, but first tower is up. Second tower at 50%. And ThorZaIN, good micro with the Berserker, lures the bears into the tower range.
The bear's gonna take so much damage now. He gets level 6. That was fast.
Oh, wow.
Just did a couple units. Now Avatar's gonna join the fight, and there's already so many bodies, so those spirits are gonna start appearing left and right. Usually they can just target down the priest with the piercing damage. Bear in the back, going to town on that one single priest. Warden is forced to fall back, and because he used all of the Moonwells earlier, now maybe he can use a lot of them, get back to full mana again.
Tower supported push on tier 2. ThorZaIN though, down to 55, and there's more and more spirits. Spirits will love to kill towers with spirits. It's relatively easy. Warden gotta be super careful though. Foggy at 50. ThorZaIN powering up to 61 again.
I don't know why the Warden's not going back to the main. He's got so much Moonwells there. Could have made Wellspring as well in the meantime. I don't think he did though.
Nope.
And yeah, there's a lot of bears now. Is Foggy actually gonna hold this? The spear is going to town now. I mean, they should be targeting the priest really, because they kill them super fast. The Expo only now beginning to be targeted, but he can repair that. It's a pretty tanky building against the damage of the rifles only. He still has the anti-magic.
There's no reinforced defenses, but yeah, almost full mana, plus anti-magic, plus a heal scroll. 4 bears. Wants to take care of the tower. The Warden is super far away from the Arcane Tower. Jumps in, moves back out immediately. ThorZaIN can't just establish more towers. Foggy has too much piercing damage.
Yeah, this is brilliant by Foggy. He made sure to stay out of the range of the Arcane Tower, use the anti-magic potion. Finally, it was dispelled. Now the towers are going down. ThorZaIN is getting pushed back, and this Warden is out of control. Now level 7. He's already got the one scroll. He might go and steal the other one. Probably realizing that ThorZaIN is running out of healing.
Everything is so low. The priests have to heal all the rifles. The heroes have to carry this fight for themselves at the moment.
He bought double scroll. He has 3 scrolls.
Wow.
Rebuy Staff of Telly. He's got all of the healing in the world, but ThorZaIN is the one that needs that.
And he also produces 2 mountain giants that have the upgrades already. ThorZaIN has to power through this tree. Only 2 armor, but oh my god, the Warden with the level 7 in the back onto the priests. It's GG. Foggy wins game number 1.
Don't you ever care to push me.
Really, right? Unbelievable. 20 supply down and still making it work.
Scary, scary push there that suddenly came out of ThorZaIN. Foggy was a little slow there with his creeping. Could have been level 5 way faster, go for the tome right away, and then he could have perhaps prevented this push, but the push came and it was so scary, and only the strongest ult in the game could hold that push. Everything else would have failed miserably, but the Warden ult, pretty damn good. And yeah, we saw it plenty of times. Tier 2 human very often has no chance against the Avatar Vengeance, and that was another one of those cases.
What, he had Infernal? I didn't see it.
Please, Todd. We're a serious broadcast over here.
Sorry, I meant Animate Dead.
Yeah, you make fun of our ultimates. I'm still not sure how he got that level 6 so quickly. It was half a level in like 3 seconds. Maybe Mercs or something. That
Ogre
was
Mauler, dude. Level 5
Mauler,
Ogre
dude.
Mauler. Just
Ooh.
crazy.
It's like a double tome of experience.
All right. Lots of experience will be found on Terranas Stand as well. It's going to be map number 2. We'll be right back. Foggy with match points after his map Echo Isles. Now we go into Swedish territory. The infamous ThorZaIN map from DreamHack Anaheim. It's going to be the same matchup. Foggy, a little bit of Moon's protege. Human Knight of Terranas Stand. You excited, boys?
Hell yeah, dude. Oftentimes makes some very long and fun games. Night Elf versus Human here has his very own meta. MK versus Warden, we especially see it on Asia quite a bit. ThorZaIN showed, even with MK first, he's one of the best in the world in the past.
Alright, then we'll see if he can prove it again. So far, his stats versus Foggy pretty bad. It's a 4-0 for the boxing champion Harry Potter. Will it be a 5-0, an X-Lord score? We'll witness that on Terranas Stand. So, ThorZaIN, what do you do on this map to surprise us all? He's spawning in the bottom right. So far, a standard build.
Yeah, the question is, does he go mount tanking here? We saw him in the past on this map go for that, be very good with it. Obviously, you're still very reliant on what items you're going to find. And he's capable of mixing in different styles as well. Sometimes, you can play with Dragonhawks. Sometimes you can play more standards. He could also play Archmage, like it really depends. But I'm guessing that he's expecting a Warden. So if he plays Archmage, he probably have to expand pretty quickly. And he goes mount tanking.
Yeah, Mountain King it is, and Foggy doesn't go for a surprise pick, so it's the good old Warden versus Mountain King standard matchup that we oftentimes see here on Terran Stand.
Yeah, and Foggy is, you know, practicing on netties usually. Like, he faces all the best humans using that style, like Hawk being one of them. And he's got a ton of practice against it, and usually he plays with the higher ping as well. So now it's like he's taking the weights off his suit. And he's going to be playing supposedly even better on the lower ping here of the European server.
Yeah, and we all know that on netties you play like every 5 out of 6 maps are Terran Stand, and in China there's a couple of humans as well. So he should be very well practiced against that. He knows that in Europe a couple of his biggest opponents are human in Blade and Hawk and ThorZaIN obviously. So kind of good for him that this is one of his best matchups since 4 years.
Yeah. And again, the first place here, very important. You don't want to risk meeting Happy potentially.
Well, then you want to lose?
Oh, yeah.
We have to change the narrative, Todd. The old Happy wins everything narrative doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, this is a very weird setup then. But I guess Xlord and Happy are both insanely strong.
Yeah.
I think this applies for all players, but maybe not as much for Foggy. But you can't risk losing that match, because then you don't know what's going to happen in the decider match.
Yeah, I think between Foggy, Xlord, and Blade, it's going to be a 3-2, and I can't really tell in what direction, because they're all so good. They're all in very, very good shape, and it depends on the shape of the day, really.
So Warden creeping a little bit in the center here. Mana stealing is not too bad, by the way, in this situation. Like, obviously, greater mana is always the one item that you think of as the best, but mana stealing, you get some mana for yourself, and you take away the one of the opponents, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, but both have this item, so it's a little bit of a question of who shoots first, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you just play it safe. You just wait to make sure that you can get it off, and then you use it. But the thing about Warden against Mountain King is that you can dodge Storm Bolts, but you need to stay as far away from the Mountain King as possible. Max range, ideally, so that you can make sure you dodge the Storm Bolts, because if you play a little too much with fire and you get Storm Bolted, you could end up losing your hero very quickly. Foggy stole the Troll Berserker away from ThorZaIN here at his mercenary camp. Very nicely done.
When he's sneakily hiding in the shadows, got the staff ready. So I wonder what's he doing. He's facing a level 2 Stormbolt if he decides to go in there. Or is he waiting until the Mountain King does something? We see a lot of Mountain Kings buying a staff and move over to the Night Elf side of the map to disrupt creeping, but ThorZaIN takes a walk rather than staffing.
Ooh, the Warden's going for the main base. And he's sending a Wisp around the Expo. Remember that he has staff. Oh, the Footman in the main. Oh, he gets that. That's important experience here. But yeah, dodging that Stormbolt is going to be key. Ideally, if you're ThorZaIN, you want to fake it, force the blink, and then Stormbolt. He's even going to buy Dust beforehand to make sure he can get that. If Foggy anticipated the movement, yeah, he did. He anticipated the movement of the Mountain King, so now he staffs home, he's safe, he's going to be able to heal, creep the Expo easily, get level 3, and then start harassing again. And he saw that the Arcane Tower in the main base started. He might have seen that the one in the Expo didn't, because ThorZaIN didn't have the wood for everything. So there is a big window after he's done here getting level 3 to go for the Expo and start kind of knifing those peasants there.
Nice. Good game by Foggy so far. Nice game plan. I thought for a second he's staffing on the Wisp that is at the expansion to do even more damage, but maybe mana was a little low, or just wanted to be a little more careful and get the Expo up. Hunter's Hall coming. Ooh, he kind of forgot about the Hunter's Hall, didn't he? I mean, he can still rush tier 3 and then build the lores, but you kind of want lores.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, it's gonna take the Glove of Haste actually here. Fan of Knives landing on this Shadow Priest. They give a lot of experience. Again, the Mercenaries is always what you want to prioritize. But yeah, Pendant of Energy is so amazing there. It's always the perfect item because you can drop that, use the Moonwells, get so much mana back, and then just fight more effectively.
Another
The
double
Mountain
kill.
King. He's on the warpath, kills one of the Berserkers.
Exactly. Both are dashing out their spells. Foggy with the double kill. Big Berserker kill for ThorZaIN here as well. So one of mana stealing used. It's a little bit of a bash. Good mana. But yeah, he just steals the mana back. Nice exchange here.
And fast tier 3 for Foggy here.
Okay, then it wasn't a mistake, then it was the plan.
I think, like I mentioned it last game, but if you rush tier 3 here, you can just really start spamming a lot of anti-magic potions and then just kill peasants. Especially because, like, remember last game, he played with Shadow Strike, so he actually had to retrain. In this game, he won't need to.
Yeah.
He already has Blink.
Yeah.
And he already has a Penance of Energy. Again, the value of that is just so insane. Kind of missing boots, though, to be able to chase a little better. But yeah, Fan of Knife for one single Shadow Priest here. We'll be able to secure that. The Tree of Life will be under attack.
ThorZaIN only now starting to attack. ThorZaIN with the same progress towards tier 2 as Foggy has towards tier 3. That's crazy. Mass
The archer will be caught. ThorZaIN is going for second barracks, like that's so weird. A lot of the time here you would see, you know, the usual straight castle, arcane sanctum, 1 workshop or 2 workshop, and then it's just like Night Breaker, and then you mix in units with tanks to try and achieve damage. But it seems like ThorZaIN wants to play maybe with a lot of rifles here.
Yeah, it could... Oh, nice deny by Foggy. He could go into a lot of rifles, or he could just bank and then go into mass knights as fast as possible. I like the second barracks, but okay, it is rifles. Will help him survive for quite some time. Gotta be careful with the MK now, though. Only 200 remaining.
Yeah. It's a little bit deceiving sometimes. You see a Warden like this, you get hit once or twice more, and then Fan of Knives kills you. Muddy, by the way, is chasing a footman on the left-hand side. On this map, there's just so many camps, and Warden is leveling so quickly that it might be worth it to go for a Tinker second for cluster rockets. Especially if you realize that he's facing rifles. I think either that or maybe Panda second would be good.
Yeah, against tanks especially, that's wonderful. I expected that on Terranos already. On Terranos. On Echo Owls already. But he knew it better, and he knew that level 6 on the Warden is the answer. So maybe he's a little more hesitant, but yeah, he was a very early adopter of the Tinker second. So wouldn't be surprised to see them here.
That shot was late.
Yes.
Mountain King hasn't started healing properly yet, and he's not putting the Shadow Priest on it.
Blood Mage second, by the way.
Wow. So that means that as much as you can steal a lot of mana away from the Warden, I mean, there are ways to counter that. So obviously, Anti-Magic Potion is one of them. You can also use Invulns. There is not going to be the healing of an Alchemist here to really help him out survive longer.
Dude, did
So
you see...
it feels like it's really his or miss. I think he's just going to do a push on the Expo and try and kill him.
Did you see that epic brawl between the two mud golems there on the right-hand side? Never see them having a melee fight. Foggy with a pretty good inventory scourge. Bone Chimes, of course, amazing for bears and mountain giants. And he's opening up the lab pretty perfectly. Zeppelin is available for hire. And then he can jump into these peasant lines. They are not very well protected. There's only an arcane in main and expo.
The supply difference is big yet again here. Foggy sees this attack coming. He sees the giant army, probably saw the militia, and he knows what's happening. So now he needs to crank out as many bears as he can. He's adding 1-2 more Moonwells in the main base. Giving up the expo is not out of the question as well, but you still want to fight and do a lot of damage in the meantime.
He's just pushing
that
again
blow
on tier
mage
2.
will be very annoying.
He's just pushing again on tier 2. With mercs and a lot of rifles.
I think Foggy was going to buy a second hero, but then he realized he didn't have the woods because his trader just only now started working.
Okay, is he going for something? Nope, not yet.
Yeah, Shredder is about to bring back wood, so now he has the wood for a second hero.
That's quite some time for ThorZaIN, isn't it?
Yeah. He might just counter-attack, kill a lot of peasants. Like, getting to level 5 would be better, I think, before he has to take the fight. And he has a town portal. So I think he's just gonna jump into the expo, kill all the peasants there. See, he's catching reinforcements here with Dryads. The goal is to get level 5 and then fight with as many bears as he can get. The expo is still mining, by the way. So even though he's getting siege, he's gonna mine with it for as long as possible, then detonate the wisp. So he's really just trying to get the biggest army he can before he fights.
Oh, Foggy getting more killed, getting closer and closer to level 3. But yeah, that is the expo gone. This push worked well so far. It's of course a little like resources you never really get back from these towers that feel a little useless. But maybe that wasn't the last expansion at that spot.
Okay, how many bears does he have? 3. 2 more are about to come out. So that's going to be 5 bears. 3 dryads. And this warden, very close to 5, but not quite there yet.
Okay, can he hold? We got only bears, no mountain giant rush yet, no level 5 yet, and ThorZaIN is just leapfrogging forward. I would love to see mortar teams now, as fast as possible.
Yeah, I think or just staying on units and making towers is also okay. I think a shop would be nice for regen scrolls. Here we go. Foggy moves in. There is no Dispel available on the Shadow Priest, so this anti-magic potion will be fully effective in this fight. Detonate inside of the army as well. Level 5 is reached. We saw how quickly he got to level 6 last game as well with just a few kills. Fan of Knife still being super dangerous. And he's keeping his Warden kind of away from this, so if he gets Siphon, he can just move back.
That was big. Also, the Warden keeps shop control. The towers all be dealt with. The Warden dominates this fight, it feels like. ThorZaIN only 55, but a tier below. Mountain King is fed now. He has to carry, but how do you carry against this? He's trying with a little bit of a desperate Warden focus. Of course, he wants the Siphon to work. There's a heal scroll, but yes, saves himself into the second Sanctuary. But he has the Expo up, still.
Yeah. Yes, you can take mana away from the Warden, but you're still not healing whatever units are getting Fan of Knife and targeted, because then you don't have an Alchemist. ThorZaIN starts tier 3.
Okay.
He's up 1 base and he's like, okay, what could I do here that I can add? I mean, if you're Foggy here, you're really worried that ThorZaIN is just going to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, and then eventually break you. So you're just going to have to sit in your base. You can't do much else. But we see he started the Tree of Life in the bottom left. So Foggy is already thinking about the transition. He thinks he's defended, and I think he has.
Super sneaky, because ThorZaIN's tower is pretty much scouting the natural all the time. And this will be seen, and then he can push again, because all this space is so safe. Going into the bottom left, that requires creeping. But you have level 5, okay, it's not ideal to creep on that level.
I think he's going to attack the Expo, actually. He has a good amount of mobility, like his units, you know, they are somewhat fast. He's got Blink, he's got a Town Portal. And ThorZaIN has no Town Portal, so I think that Expo is dead.
Ooh, good point. Didn't catch that. Oh yeah, he's far away from the shop as well. Just trying to creep. Okay.
And that's it. ThorZaIN out of position. He knew he was going to lose his Expo. Castle wasn't going to do much for him. Just taps out, and Foggy